Okay, we're on.
Okay, thank you for coming, Duncan. We're just here today to talk about some of your goals at work and how we can implement some steps to maybe achieve those. So, if you don't mind, I'm just going to take some notes as we go along. And how about we start, just tell me just a little bit about yourself, your background.
Okay, in terms of, I guess, where I am now, I've recently moved, last 2 years, moved into a role of what's called customer establishment. I've done lots of other things previously, and I'm now doing customer establishment. A fair chunk of my time is working with large corporate customers, setting them up for new products and so on, but using the technical side of stuff I know, running through sort of contractual arrangements and those, plus the technical side, and I suppose just smoothing their way through the whole process. I'm not brilliantly happy with the role I got into, in that I sort of moved into it not 100% of my choice, shall we say, yeah.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are the specific aspects of this role that you don't enjoy or don't mesh well with where you want?
It's very administrative.
Okay.
So we monitor the mailbox, where, you know, customers come in and say they want to buy new products or take new products. And the bits I enjoy, I guess, are the working with the people, helping them through the process, making it as painless as possible, and sort of negotiating and problem solving for them. But what I hate is the sort of the administrative, the grinding, relentless process, I suppose.
So in your current role, do you think there is much scope to increase the people side?
I think so, in that if I'm successful with it, they'll be more interested in me getting more customers involved and making the customer experience better.
Okay. So from the company's point of view, what would be being successful? What would that look like?
I think getting good customer experience. At the moment, lots of people just say, you know, that's the worst thing about it. All I wanted to do was buy something and do it. You made me jump through all these hoops. So it's really about easing that process, and I suppose I also do a little bit about process redesign and those sorts of things. So I look at it and I scream silently, because they do some things which are so irritating. Sort of almost customers having to guess what you're thinking rather than you telling them. You sort of hide it from them and set up pitfalls.
So in the past 2 years, do you think you've been successful on the more people working aspects that you enjoy?
To some extent. I think I'm probably not seen as the best administrator they've ever had. So I'm trying not to fight it. At first I would certainly fight it to it and say, look, this is stupid, what we're doing here is inherently wrong. So what I'm trying to do now is sort of mend some of the processes, explain why they're wrong, much more than just being frustrated by them, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm still a bit nervous about the role, I guess, because they do have this very strong process-driven and rewarded for that, I suppose. Whereas I've come from a somewhat different background.
So you mentioned that in able to explore more of the side that you enjoy, you may need to cut back on the more administrative tasks. So moving forward, if you did want to approach the aspects that you enjoy more, is it realistic that some of your administrative workload would be able to reduce?
It is to some extent, in that there's two ways I can do it. One is develop some of the aspects of the job that are just not related with processes. So there are other tasks other than the straight customer establishment. And I suppose secondly, I have taken some steps to try and do quality improvement type programs and process improvements, which have cut down the admin stuff, which I think have been welcomed I think it's possible. It's not. It's a bit. The team is rather not invented here.
Mhm.
If you come up with a good idea, you need to socialise it very carefully, because otherwise it's thrown out the window immediately, because someone in the team hasn't already come up with it. So, yeah, there's the line about, well, we tried that X years ago and it didn't work.
Okay, so you have been attempting to maybe reduce some
Yeah.
of the administrative roles, and it's fair to say you've had maybe some success, but not as much as you do want to have
Yes.
to push you forward to really getting to where you want to be. So in terms of just going forward and making your role what you want it to be, to challenge yourself, what kind of options do you see as plausible, tangible actions that you can take to get there?
Good question. I suppose one of the things is to try. I don't think I'm very good at selling myself in terms of the successes we're having.
Mm.
So I think in some ways, actually spending more time trying to do that might be worthwhile. In that, if it seemed to be successful, other people will adopt it and it'll move on. So I think I'll probably have to do that. I think I just have a tendency to just put my head down and get on with it. Whereas in fact, I probably ought to spend a bit more time doing the managing the manager bit.
So you say you want to sell yourself and put yourself
Yeah.
out there a bit more,
Yeah.
which I think are quite big goals.
Yeah.
In getting just there, what are the small shortcome steps? What does selling yourself mean to you?
I suppose identifying where the successes are and bothering to do that. Getting customers, again, which is a bit countercultural, but actually getting customers to say that was done well. And making sure the other sort of stakeholders come back and say, yeah, the team's very helpful, we've done this for the customers. So I guess it's getting some sort of validation of the changes, and I guess those are possible to do via weekly reports or dropping an email when something happens, rather than just moving on. Yeah, so that would be good.
Okay.
Good first steps.
So do you have time, say that you could allot on maybe a Friday afternoon at about 3 p.m. to sit down, no distractions, and write a report to chase down some feedback?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, actually, putting some time aside. Friday afternoons, probably not, because Friday afternoons is when everyone is dumping their problems on you, so they can have a good weekend.
Yeah.
So possibly Thursdays or Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that something that you can realistically commit to? Because it's a nice idea.
Yeah,
but...
I think, I probably could. I would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think, at least just from this session, we have identified one tangible goal.
Yeah.
That's a realistic thing that you can do each week to get yourself to a role that is more people-focused, reducing some of the administrative side. And to do that, you said that you did need to sell yourself.
Yeah.
You need to demonstrate that these things need to be done. So I think from what you've identified today, your first step would just be pick an hour on a Thursday or whichever day, and write that report and send it to your manager. Do you think that sounds
Yeah,
okay?
that's doable. I just have to make myself do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks.
Brilliant.